Today, I'm actually really excited to have a couple key guests here with us from Green World Renewable Energy. Um, I'm Everett Brewer. I'm the CEO here at Storz Power. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the key support we have, the ones that actually do the implementation and deployment of these projects in the field, and ultimately creating some efficiencies, not only for us, but and also yourselves out there in the field, right? We understand some of the key values that each one of the verticals happen that are needing to happen to make sure this industry has a successful deployment, both from the manufacturing standpoint, from sales, engineering, procurement, construction, all the way down the line. Relationships matter. And in this case, we look forward to highlighting one of our key relationships that we have here with Green World. As a quick intro, Leighton, you want to introduce you and your team here, and then we'll get started on the webinar.
You bet, that'd be great. So I'm Leighton. Nice to meet you guys. Glad to be here. So I am actually located in Naples, Florida, and I'm the sales manager for Green World Renewable Energy. And today I also have Ajinkya. I'll let him speak just briefly on how he fits in with Green World, but that's where I fit in. So
Hello everyone, this is Ajinkya. I am the Associate Vice President with Green World Renewable Energy, and I've been working in the solar energy sector and the renewable energy sector for the past 11 years. And we've done both residential, commercial, everything you name. And that's how I fit in. I handle the entire operations here from India.
Great to have you guys both. So looking forward to getting some nuggets here today as we go through this presentation and understanding what value you guys can bring to the table regarding this interesting space, right? I'll go ahead and throw out a couple key components here, guys. We all know that the world is underneath some attack on the renewable energy spaces in the United States market. However, it's the relationships, it's the overall efficiencies, it's the overall creativity that we have that's going to be able to allow us to continue on. This industry is not going to go. It's going to change. And with that shift, we know we actually have an opportunity to progress through this. It's going to be a maturity point. We're going to have irons sharpening irons through this process. It's not going to be comfortable, but when you're uncomfortable, you're growing. And so I think it's really important that we're actually looking at different creativity at points that we can go and acquire. And I'm hoping that we can touch on that today through the energy storage market and also how you can actually attain that and looking for ways to cut costs and look at different infrastructure plays, working with the Green World team and where these guys could be an asset to where it's more a performance base along the way instead of a fixed asset on your books that comes with ebbs and flows of sales volume and installation volume along the way. And hopefully we can help bridge that gap. We've seen a big convergence that's happening now in the energy storage market where we are kind of our own vertical now. We're typically seeing the application of energy storage be in positions where it's in lieu of solar, and we're actually starting to see the exact opposite. It's batteries that with a solar add-on, because battery actually provides different resilience considerations, protections, overall making sure you have peace and of mind there at the home to protect your home, family, and assets. In addition to this, too, the utility companies are starting to really grasp on the fact that energy storage is the future, and that future is here and now. We've seen Australia and Europe where they're 15, 20 years ahead of us to where renewable energy is not deployed without a storage device. And it's not only a savings, it's not only a sake of savings of people's lives and their assets, but it's also positioned to where it's creating resilience and overall dependability of our grid. We're way oversubscribed across the entire United States with data centers and different manufacturing come to the United States being incentive now. Just overall energy demand, EV chargers and the EV market, both residentially all the way up to industrial. We've got to think with the end in mind, and the renewable energy space is part of America's energy program, and I truly believe that. And so we're going to go through some of those key assets here and get to know each one of our organizations. So first off, I'll kick off with Storz Power. What we do is we provide a safe, intelligent, powerful, environmentally friendly, economical, and customizable energy storage system, allows homeowners for greater access and control over your home's essential power. Control is a really big, broad term, but it means a lot of things, right? Control in the case of any kind of catastrophic challenges within weather or power outages or any kind of unforeseen liabilities that happen. We've seen everything from sabotage where they actually shut the gas lines off. You remember in 2022 over in Georgia because that line was under attack. Nobody had gas, something you never really think of. The United States infrastructure is actually under attack more than any other asset in America's history, is the energy market. Our products obviously include multiple different configurations. And we're with the AI enabled platforms, we're able to do more with less. And that's what's really, really important for us. We've also got really awesome sales tools and configuration tools. This actually helps the Green World team as well, where you can actually use our augmented reality and you can physically show a customer what their system may look like right there on the home. Whether you're just kind of showing off right there at the kitchen table or seeing where a potential placement looks like, or you're doing the physical site inspection and you're looking at that from a layout or an elevations consideration. That's much more content that goes back, making sure those plan sets that Green World can support you with are more accurate and have less potential change orders along the way. So definitely leverage this. This brings more of a tech and more of a real component to the homeowner's overall experience because great technology is available. We got tons of training online. Definitely get into this and use it. You'll get to know us here in the future. And as we go through, we've actually got really cool tools, which are called our configure tool, because the number one question is, how do you size a battery? Well, this is how you do it. We've actually done the math. We have all the data. We've seen what these performances need to look like, and you can simply download our app right there on the App Store. You can also go to storzpower.com and click on configure system, and you literally can toggle back and forth if you're tackling the utility, how they're billing, whether you're doing self-consumption or you're doing battery backup, whether that's critical loads or whole home. And you can simply create this immersive experience for your homeowners where it's visually able to represent what the goals and targets are and being able to have a result that everybody can actually agree upon. Just so you know, we actually have a significant amount of support. I think this is the number one thing that we see. Yes, we're the highest performing battery on the market. You're going to see this here shortly. However, none of that matters if there's no infrastructure behind it. And so we independently actually train and support where we'll train your sales guys. We'll give them sales tools. We'll give them sales support. They can call us into our white glove team saying, hi, I am in preparation for an appointment that's coming up. Or, hey, I'm in the middle of an appointment and this customer's got an interesting question. When I first showed up, he was in a tinfoil hat and I don't know how to answer this stuff. This is real stories, guys. But we're here to support it. In addition to is the system design, right? That's where the Green World team comes into play. And we actually have additional checks and balances on our side, making sure that you are in preparation, that these blueprints are perfectly accurate and making sure that you guys know how to deploy that. We also then get ready in preparation for that installation where we do install certification. We make sure you got the bill of materials ready to go for the field. That way you're not walking away looking for a single part. Next thing you know, the guy's stopping by for a burger and fries on the way home. That $10 part just cost you $70 because he took a 2-hour round trip. These are all real things that we account for efficiency. We also do a virtual call-in with that installation, and uniquely, our equipment actually goes on the wall first. Usually it's solar first and then work down. What's interesting is we actually start with the battery system on the wall first, because guess what? We got a gas tank full of energy. And so we can energize that system. You can commission it right then and there. And then that way, as you start plugging in your solar, your grid, your load, your generator, potentially any of these outside connections that may create some kind of challenge, whether that's a home electrical issue on the home, or you might have crossed the wire along the way, you're getting that notification in real time instead of 6 p.m., long day at work, ready to go turn this sucker on. There's red lights everywhere because you forgot one connection. Next thing you know, 6 o'clock in the afternoon, you're trying to figure out how to rewire the house and trying to reschedule another appointment. When all reality, that could have been identified in real time. Also, too, is when you do call into Storz Power, when you need that support, we have full visibility of that system. We can actually diagnose immediately instead of you playing Pictionary in front of a system. We're trying to figure out what the heck you're looking at. These are all things that have counted for efficiency to where we front load the white glove service team on behalf of your company, where we're seeing less than 37 service calls a week because we're putting so much time in real estate and investment up front that the results obviously outweigh any other organization that's out there. Then we also like to do a post-install review. This is where we can continually improve the process, right? For one, this process has been a brainchild of feedback from the field. Hey guys, I ran into this. If I would have known this earlier, I would have been a better fit for this installation. We're going to take that feedback and we're going to bring it forward and improve our process. In addition to that, you in turn can do the same. Hey, I did forget that one part. Hey, I wish I would have actually had one less guy on the field because I realized I didn't need three guys. I only needed two because the equipment went in so quickly. I can save time, money, and resources, and you'll use that for the next project. This all matters. The people and our partners that we have investments inside the white glove team and use it for original intent save time, money, and resources hands down and have an incredible experience. And we want to have raving fans around this entire process because that's what matters. Ultimately, we're part of all the major lenders across the board. More are coming on every single week. Here's just some majors here, but ultimately we've got 80 plus lenders, including like the local credit unions and different climate banks that are out there now in the renewable energy space. And pay really good attention to this, right? Mosaic just made a big change this week. We're starting to see some shift in some of the markets. All of this matters, making sure you guys have funding security along the way. Remember too, is we're supportive of all the major design and proposal tools and platforms. If you guys need help on building those packages, let us know. We can help you guys get those assignments, but all of our products are built into these platforms and can be grabbed really quickly. And of course, we're available and accessible through all the major distributors in America. So access to product is really key. If you're a large partner or more someone that's growing along the way, no matter the position, we will go fight for pricing for you guys. We want to make sure that more money hits the bottom line and you account for efficiency. So what I'd like to do is return the time over to the Green World team, let you guys take it away. And again, make sure you guys are including any kind of Q&A or questions along the way, and we'll get those answered. And we're going to dive into some additional details as we go. So Leighton, take it away.
Awesome. Thanks, Everett. So, just like Everett was talking about, we've been partnering with them for a while now. So just to give you a little bit of a backstory on Green World, we actually started out as a solar installer in 2015, and then after a couple of years, we realized there was a bottleneck for plan set permits, as well as stamping, and that's when we decided to enter the market with what we have now. As far as how am I able to scroll down here? It's not letting me.
That'll be when you just say next slide.
Oh, there you go. I'm not sure why it's not letting me do that, but so yeah, that's where we started. Our CEO, JD Pathria, he started back in 2015 with his partner Arjun Pathria. As far as our team now, we've grown our team to over 350 design engineers. And that's how we're able to help that bottleneck that a lot of companies are having with their turnaround times with their plan sets. We do residential, commercial, and utility scale. We have done projects as small as a 5 kilowatt all the way up to a 500 megawatt project. We're currently working on a gigawatt project right now as well. So anywhere in between, no matter the size of the company, we're here to help. We do plan sets for anything from PV systems to EV to batteries to battery plant sets as well. And so we're able to help out in all those spaces, not just in the PV space, but in all those spaces as well. I get you guys to go to the next slide. So as far as our stamping goes and turnaround times for our permanent plan sets, the turnaround time for the residential side is 6 to 8 hours. For the stamping, it's an additional 12 hours. So what we'll do is we actually have our own portal called Podio that will onboard you guys onto. And in there, that's where the communication will happen. You guys will have access to all the communication between our teams. When we take and onboard you onto our system, we will actually take and set aside a team just for you guys. That way they get familiar with how you guys are wanting your plans and vice versa. That way as well, you guys get familiar with the teams. as well as the way that we have it set up is we have a team lead, an assistant team lead, and then the team itself. So we're able to help you guys as well with load calculations. If you guys need post-install letters, wet stamps, we're able to provide those. Permitting, shade reports, proposals, and estimates as well. With all of our plans, they come with a BOM. That's obviously, if you guys would like those, great. We provide those. I'll have you guys switch to the next slide there. So again, our team has grown from when we started 8 years ago to where now we're 350 design engineers now. So with that, Ajinkya, he's the head of the design side. And then we also have another engineer that you guys will have contact with. So at any given time, you guys are able to reach out to myself or to our head engineer, Ramiz is his name. And we'll take and set up a WhatsApp group or a text group. So that way, if you guys have a couple projects that you might need to expedite, there's a way that you guys are able to take and expedite those projects with us. As far as we do rooftop ground mount, we can do add-on systems as well. And then with our teams, we will take, like I said, and set the team site just for you guys, so that way they get familiar with how you guys are doing things. We have a database that we cover. I should have mentioned this in the beginning, so I apologize. We cover all 50 states, and that's with stamping for PENE stamping as well. So I'll have you go to the next slide. Oh, there you go. So for us, the different services that we offer, we can help you guys with proposals, the permit plan set, the stamping, interconnection, and permitting. With the proposals, the turnaround times with those, if you guys need help, is 30 minutes to an hour. Permit plan set, as I spoke earlier, is 6 to 8 hours on the residential side for the turnaround time for the initial design, and then an additional 12 hours for the stamps. And I'm going to go ahead and turn the time over to Jinky here, and I'll let him cover a little bit more in depth of our team and the process with our teams.
Thank you, Leighton. So, like this slide says, small role, a big impact. So, engineering, the word seems very small and flashy, but it's the foundation of your plan set. So, if the engineering is done right, it's a very smooth sail. And if it's done wrong, everything will fall apart. So what sets Green World Renewable Energy different from others is like we have first time approval rate of 95%, which we are really proud of. So we have a 95% of first pass rate. Secondly, we have our own database of your AHJ and utilities. Being in this sector for about 11 years myself, we have created a huge database of all the AHJs and utilities across the 50 states, wherein we keep on updating ourselves with the latest codes and the requirements that they need so that your plan set does not get stuck anywhere. And we make sure that it is passed in the first permit application as well. Other than that, we have our own team which does the quality checks. So we have 4 layers of quality check. The first one starts with the engineer itself who is working on the plan set. Then the project moves on to the team supervisor who then cross-checks the projects, make sure all the client requirements and the AHJ and utility requirements are met. From that, it will go to your team lead, and then from the team lead to the assistant project manager. Those are the 4 levels of quality check that we do at our end. So we make sure that all your requirements are met. If there are any particular projects who are tricky and are on a AHA or county where the inspector are very picky and choosy of what they want on the plan set and exactly as they want on the plan set, we have our project managers who are very skilled and myself who go through the plan set from your starting page to the end page, which is your site plan, to the data sheets and the rail spans attached to it. We go through everything and we make sure that it's up to the mark. For your for the quickest turnaround. So like Leighton said, we have the quickest turnarounds in the market. Whenever we receive a permit plan set that is requested, the turnaround time is 6 to 8 hours. And like he said, we have WhatsApp and Google Chat groups created with our clients so that whenever there is an urgent plan set request or any change, any minor change or any equipment change that needed from your side, you can just drop us a text and we'll make sure that the changes are done as maximum as a couple of hours and send back to you. The fastest that we have done is like 20 minutes. Some changes even less than that. And we have our own portal wherein we have a proper channel of communication with you guys, wherein everything is recorded from the minutes of what needs to be done, the version requirements, like what was the first version which was requested, and any other changes that we did on the way. That all is monitored and marked in it so that we have a smooth flow of communication. Also, to avoid any miscommunication or to make sure we are fully connected with our clients, we do have a call system. So, wherein we make sure that we have a weekly, bi-weekly, or a monthly call scheduled with all our clients as per their requirements or their availability. So we can hop on a quick call. We can go through the projects that we have done for you this week. Maybe there are some changes required, or there are some updates we have received from any utility or AHA that we want to show you guys. So that is what sets us apart from other companies. Next slide. So how do our engineering choices influence the project outcome? Can you change to the next slide? So optimize system performance. This goes on to your proposal stage, wherein when we are designing your proposals, we make sure that the energy yield and the energy production are the topmost priorities because the higher energy yield will give you the higher energy production in return to which you'll get a better ROI and you'll have less system losses. So we make sure that whenever we are designing a proposal for you guys, the proposal is made in that manner that we have very less shading. We do not have to cut any trees unless and until it's like do or die situation. We make sure that your production and your yield is up to the mark. Next slide. So reduce installation errors. This is when I spoke about that we have a first pass rate of 95%. So whenever we are designing your plan set, we make sure that we have all the site details available to us from you guys. The site survey measurement, we have all the latest tools necessary like Eagle View, NEAR maps, anything that we need to make sure that your roof structure and your roof measurements are accurate so that whenever we are designing the system, it should not happen that you're not able to place the panels or you have to move panels on the site. That rarely happens because if we do not have anything, we make sure that we communicate to you on real time. Okay, this is what we have seen. This is what the pictures show us, and there are these obstructions in which case we need to change the panel layout. So we are there and we are communicating 24/7 with the crew and with you guys so to make sure that there are no installation errors. Next slide. Cost saving over time. So as Leighton said, and we do provide all the BOMs. So before providing the BOMs, we have an initial meeting with the client because sometimes there are clients who have certain requirements of their own where they need certain installation equipments on site for every installation job. So we make sure that we have a meeting with our clients, we understand their requirements, and that is how we create their BOMs so that there is no to and fro and they do not miss out on any equipments because going back again to a warehouse is a very big additional cost and you lose the day as well. So we make sure that we are using our BOM up to the mark and making sure that there is no material waste. You have lower maintenance and installation costs. Next slide. Easier troubleshooting and maintenance is once again we do through our Podio and the constant communication. So whenever we have any new equipment request from the client, we make sure that we go through the training material provided by the manufacturer and we go to their training websites. We go through the training, we get the certification as well, and we update the client as well that okay, this is something new which you guys are using. These are the things that you need to make sure when you are installing. These are the settings which needs to be done and make sure that when the installation is done, it's all code compliant. Next slide. Regulatory and permit compliance. This is where our database comes in handy because we constantly have meetings with the AHS and utilities as well for their changing requirements whenever we see some changes in the AHA. So like we serve a lot of clients across the 550 states of USA. So whenever we have certain AHA change their requirements, we make sure we are not just changing the projects that we have, we also inform our clients who are doing the projects in the same states that we have received these AHA requirements, and this is what we are going to follow for your future plan sets as well, so that all the projects which are going to come to us in the future for doing the engineering and the plan set, they do not have any rejections and they pass with minimal delays. Also, we do conduct calls with the AAG inspectors when it is necessary and some project is stuck due to any code compliance or any site-specific reasons, especially in the AHAs or county where the wind speed is high, like Miami-Dade. So we make sure that we are speaking to the inspectors. We make sure that the solar panels are rated to the appropriate pressure. We speak to our Ps, the engineers who are going to stamp our plan sets, and sometimes if it's needed, we have a three-way call as well with the clients and the Ps to make sure that everyone is in the same page, everyone understands what needs to be done to make the installation safe and code compliant both for the companies and the homeowner, so that everything is safe and no one gets hurt during the installation or after the installation for any thing. Next slide. So we have a few of our examples of the engineering plans that we have done. Oh, we can move on to the next slide. So this is a basic three-line diagram that we do for one of our projects, like starting from detailing of your conduit schedule, what wire sizes are we going to use according to the NEC tables, the conduit sizes. Here, few clients have their own preferences for conduit sizes based on what they want to use on site. So we make sure that this entire template is made specific to those clients' requirement. We make sure that whatever NEC codes that are required to make sure that this ALD, this line diagram is code compliant, and the inspector has all the details he needs to review this line diagram and to make sure that this passes the code requirements. We can move on to the next slide. So this is the site plan where you can see the detailing that's been done on what the roofs that are going to be installed, the panels are going to be installed on those roof, the equipment location, your property line, your fire setbacks. We make sure that everything which is needed on the site for the code compliance to be in order, and all the general and construction notes as per the OSHA requirements, everything, your legends, the north pointing arrow, any install specific construction notes that the team needs to follow at the time of installation are all mentioned on the site plan. Next slide. So this again is a page which is given by us in general with every plan set, which is your labels. We make sure that any client who specifically wants, or any AHA which specifically wants any type of labels with respect to your solar system, with your respect to your disconnects, any warning labels for the rapid shutdown, your directories, anything which is required by the client and the AHA or utility to make sure that the emergency disconnects are marked and they are clearly visible for any emergency personnel is properly marked on this label page. So this is also fully customizable for our clients and as per the AHA specific requirements. Next, please. So we are proud members of these following associations as well. And the major where the engineering outcome affects is smooth flow with your permit applications. We make sure that your permit applications don't bounce back. You have reduced installation energy, which reduce installation errors, which save you time and money. That is what in turn will be beneficial for everyone, the installation crew, the company who is doing the installation, the homeowner, everyone. So in short, engineering isn't just technical, it's a business advantage for everyone, starting from the homeowner to the EPC company and us as well. Next slide. I think
Awesome.
that's over, Leighton, from my side. If you have anything to add, you can just add on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was great. Thanks, Everett, for giving us the opportunity to speak with everybody about that. Thank you, everybody, for the opportunity as well. We'll turn the time back over to you, Everett.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate that, guys. I know some of these details ultimately matter. I've been a beneficiary and a culprit of good and bad plan sets in my career, and the details matter. So it's really, really important that we actually see that. So as we kind of get into the application of this a little bit further, Storz Power obviously been around for over 13 years. We're known for our 25-year warranty on the product. Giving you guys some examples of where we come in, we meet all the major compliances as well. And also too is that we actually we actually heavily compete against the overall products. Let me kind of give you an example of what this looks like. Right now we see Franklin and Tesla and Enphase, Solar Edge, et cetera. Enphase just actually starting to do some betas around some of their new battery product. Interesting enough, though, their new 10 kilowatt hour battery actually performs less than two of their 5Ps that equal 10 kilowatt hours. So again, somebody that could have come in and been a dominant player missed the mark again. And we've got really good data on that. We've already seen spec sheets and side by sides. But even the Tesla Powerwall 3, you can see is that for our 15K20, which just, there's 20 kilowatt hours in just one component here. You can actually put in 5, 10, 15, or 20 kilowatt hours in the same cabinet in a similar size or footprint, or even smaller than like a Franklin, while still maintaining PV direct connection, not having to worry about converting the power 3 times. Overall, that reduces your bill of materials, your labor component, all of your overall cost in your products in general. Purchasing from this to account for whole home battery backup, you really need that 12 to 15 kW of power output. So this is that example with that 15 kilowatt power output with 20 kilowatt hours battery. You'd have to stack up this many components to equal that. So that's a significant difference on how much real estate you're going to need on that wall and overall time, money, and resources, right? Here's an example of a couple quick packages that are commonly used here at Storz Power. We see that we typically see the essentials package where you can see we only put 2 5 kilowatt hour modules in the same box. And from there, we then tackle the essentials inside the home. We're already solar ready right out of the box. Or we're looking at total home or total haven, that was, we've used the terms around here where you're using our larger 15K inverter, has a 200 amp gateway already built inside of it, just like a Tesla gateway or a Enphase smart switch. So you're only putting one box on the wall again for that solution. And then now that has 20 kilowatt hours of power inside of it, where you're overall supporting the entire ecosystem. Just so you guys know, we're starting to see a big market for retrofits. So one thing to kind of keep in mind is that you have the ability now with Storz Power, because we have the 25-year warranty, and we're also the only product that actually has a 25-year battery only financing option that otherwise does not exist. And so that means you could go back through all of your previous solar only installations and retrofit a battery. These folks are wanting to look at that because now it's affordable. Now it's attainable from where I'm going to back up enough where it makes financial sense for me. I've seen the value now. You can get that payment down a lot lower because that 25-year term. And what's nice about the Storz Power equipment is it can retrofit any existing system that's on the market. This does not just apply to new installations anymore. You can go retrofit those previous jobs. So think about your database and what you can go reactivate. Or if you're on the field, you're out in the field doing door-to-door sales, whether you're doing a virtual sale, those clients answer the door and simply say, "Oh yeah, we already have solar." You can simply just flip the script and say, "Perfect. That's exactly why we're here. We noticed that you actually didn't have a backup switch with the battery system in place. So as you probably recognize, when the power goes out, your solar system has to legally turn off. And this is where we can provide that value." Florida, Texas, Utah, Arizona, California. I mean, the list goes on and on. You've got California that's about to lose net metering. You got North Carolina that's about to lose net metering. You've got Arizona and Utah, where net metering has already been reduced. Texas already been reduced. All of these net metering programs are getting challenged. In Orlando, Florida, June 1st, they lose their net metering program. And so all that being said means batteries become more and more valuable on the daily basis, not only for economics, but primarily for emergency power backup, which these folks are looking for resilience and protection. So keep that in mind. Another kind of key point here is that we're able to retrofit any existing system out there, but do it more efficiently. We just have less overall conversion losses in this position as well. In addition to, if you guys ever need any support reactivating your database, we have a company that we work with called Nuco Energy, where we in turn can actually, you can work with them and they can actually help you go back and reactivate your database. You can participate on the sales side and also use all their design and proposal tools. In addition to that, they can actually transition to you doing the installation or them doing the installation. No matter what, there's revenue across that entire process. And that's some of the great things that we have that's available. As we go through this, you can definitely see that there's opportunity in all of these different programs. Quick, easy installation, high performing. We make sure that we have high charge and high discharge rates. We highly compete against these other products. Tesla can only charge at 5 kilowatts and discharge 11.5, but that's after the break-in period. It can only charge and discharge at 3.3 kilowatts before that break-in period is completed. We're doing an update here with Franklin, but Franklin can only charge at 8 and discharge at 10. And Enphase's new battery is actually 6.018 kilowatts charge and discharge for their new 10 kilowatt hours. So, but you also have to account for additional efficiency losses. So it's actually less than 5.88. So they didn't really improve. They just accounted for installation considerations, but not necessarily performance. So when you're seeing an average home that's needing anywhere from 9 to 15 kW of power output, you're coming up short with those other products. You're having to buy more overall products to get on the wall to account for tackling the overall end solution. Where with us, you can just do that with 2 boxes on the wall. So keep that in mind. Here's another kind of side-by-side example with Tesla again as well. 25-year warranty compared to their only 10-year warranty. We're readily available. And just so you guys know, guys, we brought in almost 12,000 batteries all pre-tariff. So we are sitting on inventory. It's available. You can take full advantage of that. We've also reduced our pricing over 34% this year as well. Take full advantage of that. Definitely let us know how we can help you guys. So as we kind of go through some of these things, there's different aspects of efficiencies, such as we can land an EV charger on the equipment instead of having to put it on the main, eliminates main panel upgrades. We also can take their existing system and AC couple it and do a PV add-on without any additional hardware. We're actually can AC couple and DC couple at the same time. We have a few different packages available where we can accomplish things like self-consumption, where we're just tackling the utility bill, where the critical loads is an option because the gateway or backup switches are already built inside of our hybrid inverters. And we can also stack systems where you can stack up to 12 inverters and up to 168 batteries. You get in some massive systems. We just finished a 500 kilowatt hour battery for Johnson Controls last week. And that's just a single installation for a residential interconnection. We also have automatic load shedding that's already pre-built in as well. So if you need to do what we call a non-essentials panel, you can load shed that second air conditioner or that pool pump to where they don't really want to put in 40, 50, 60 kilowatt hours of battery, but they have the ability now to tackle both with a simple installation, only accounting for very few boxes on the wall. We're not having to put in a very high cost span or lumen panel, when all reality for the cost of the sub panel, you can actually achieve the same overall result. Here's some common packages that we see throughout this solution where people are buying different load profiles and different configurations, but we have plans that's already pre-done for you guys that you guys can use as cheat sheets, and then from there go directly to engineering right to Green World, which is perfect. So you guys know what you guys are about to walk into, what you guys are accounting for, so you guys can cost your jobs as well. Here's some examples of what typically these packages would back up. These are all configured already for you guys and have great training and visuals for you and your homeowners to look at. So as we finish here, We'd like to open up the floor for any additional questions. Of course, please make sure you contact us, scan the QR codes, take a screenshot. If you do take a screenshot, if you're on a mobile device, you simply can just hold the QR code down. It will pop up the link. Or you guys can reach out to us on our website or give us a phone call. We'd love to see what we can do through our certification program, get you on board with any additional lenders you may need. Of course, Green World is their entire team is ready to go. But yeah, let's go ahead and open up the floor for any questions. Looks like we've got one open question. Yes, we will be sharing the presentation to the attendees later, a recording of this video. In addition to this too, we will definitely be reaching out. You guys can reach out to us as well. Let us know how we can actually best help you in your business, especially diversifying into the battery storage market. Because it can sit on its own two legs now. It has a lot of economics, plus 25-year financing, plus consumer demand. Customers are calling saying, hey, I just want the battery. I just helped the customers close the battery 10 minutes, finish the deal before I jumped on this call. Customer got a solar system in 2019. Since then, they've had significant amount of power outages. They live in California, and he strictly called out to the sales rep, say, hey, you did my solar. Do you have an option to give me battery? And the first thing they did was they called Storz Power. We then helped them close that deal, 25-year financing, 0 dealer fee for that transaction, and his site inspection scheduled for tomorrow. So just like that, we have the ability to go and transact. There is customer demand for it. All right, give it one more minute here if there's any other questions, and then we'll wrap up. Any other things you guys would like to add in the Green World team?
I think you did so good, Everett. You did good. You covered it all. I thought that was good.
Yes, I think Everett has covered it all. And like he said, the storage is the future now because it's the most needed requirement of the hour, and we are here to tackle those requirements.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate everybody's time today. Thanks for joining the call. Thank you for the Green World team for joining us. Looking forward to work with you guys further. And let's go tackle this. You guys have a great week. Cheers.
Thanks,
Same,
Everett.
Everett.
Thank you guys.
Thanks for giving us the opportunity to do the webinar with you. Thank you for everything.
Got it.